pitch side as well, feeling the pulse of this dignitary, feeling the pulse of the athletes, and also from other neighboring African countries who've been here enjoying this event. I'm sure they wouldn't want to go, but they surely would have to go, and it is the final day and it promises to be entertaining. I've still got my team of commentators very much here to take you through the games. Azubike and Otonye Iworima just waiting for the man you can see on your screens on beat number 111, just waiting for the get-go. He's from Egypt, and they've competed really well. Just yesterday we saw the under 18 women for the Javelin, where they won gold and silver, Egyptians, and now they are very much still looking to compete until the very last day of this event. Azu and Otonye is still standing by to take you through. Moving over to pitch side for some couple more interviews for the final day of this beautiful event.
And the Amran from Ethiopia has completed the journey of 5,000 meters in the under 18 race walk women.
All that happened from start. Very, very intelligent and good jumper. Christina Otonogo did so well for herself. One of the best you can ever imagine. And all of that has been put together to just see that the greatness of the event went down. The hosts are also holding strong, but you must give it to South Africa. Doing a three-peat already with the amount of medals he has put together as far as gold is concerned. Coming to Nigeria with about 70 athletes. And you know that's what you always want to see. The best of them came down here and they did what they had to do. So, running off today, it's going to be a thing of success. A couple of these athletes will look back and say, this is where my career all started. And surely, we've got someone right here who also had that experience sometime when she started in the early 2000s. Otonye Iworima, good morning to you and welcome to day 5.
Good morning, Azubike. Yes, we also want to welcome everybody joining us on this final day of the CAA Africa Under 18, Under 20 Athletics Championships. It's been fun.
got an event of great dignitaries. We've seen a couple of them. We even see more today as the final day. We'll be seeing greatness from the presidency, from the National Assembly, the LOC, the NSC. Great names will also be here to enjoy this event. And these are guys who are also doing their beats. The Kenyans are also not left out, showing their great faces. And it's really something lovely from start to finish. From here now we switch to discus, and this is some pictures we have for you. A great throw from the Moroccan, beat number 163, showing his mettle and starting on a great way. Surely a good throw. You just want to be certain that he didn't outstep the circle.
Yes, and some of the technicalities for the discus, as you can see, it's a throw event, and the discus space is a sphere where you have to throw the discus while you're inside that sphere, and you cannot step out of that sphere until the discus has dropped. If not, it counts as a no-throw. Also, we have a net, safety net that surrounds that sphere so that the spectators don't get injured. And so that's kind of like guide the athletes where to throw, because there's a sector where they need to throw. And if they throw out of that sector, it's also a no-throw.
Just another throw. Not so convinced with his delivery. We'll be hoping to maybe have another opportunity, but you can see him covering his face in disappointment. Looks like he covered a long distance, but surely there's somebody who has done better, and he will always want to outdo that person. That's the mindset of an athlete.
Yeah, you know, as you throw, you kind of like gauge what every other person throws, and then you know if you're placing on the medal table, and then you use that as your motivation to beat at least, or try to place on that medal table, as we can see. And sometimes depending on, because you know in the discus you have they use the spin technique, and if you don't get that technique properly, you tend to spin and then throw the discus, and it might land inside that safety net that is there, and that is considered a no-throw. Or if you throw out, or you throw it out of the sector, it's considered a no-throw. So sometimes your technique is very important. You executing that technique is very important, because if you do it wrongly, then it becomes a no-throw.
This is actually a good one from the South African. Put all he got into it. Surely we'll be looking forward to something better.
Yes, for the discus men, you have the discus weighing 1.75 kilograms, as opposed to the senior men that weighs 2 kilograms. And we also have the women weighing slightly lighter than that.
And this is your Nigerian athlete getting ready for his own throw, beat number 230, Okeleke. He is doing all he can to just see if he can also finish tops. We saw a couple of this yesterday. Today he takes up the mantle for his own age grade. Not a distant throw, as he would have wanted, surely. But the most important thing, like we always say, is safety first, then do as much as you can not to step out off the circle. Surely he didn't do that, so he makes it a good throw.
Yes. Let's see what distance he has thrown.
You have the Moroccan next. That was 49.23 meters he covered. Okeleke should be happy with that, but we want to do better.
Yeah, so athletes have a minimum of 3 throws and then a maximum of 6. So after the first 3, they will pick the final 8, and then you go again in the order of the least thrower, and then the best thrower after that first 3 will throw last.
In a situation where you don't have up to 8 athletes,
then everybody gets 6 throws straight. Then you still do that. After 3, you arrange the athletes in order of the lowest to the highest.
Okay. I think that's what we are experiencing right here. We'll confirm in a beat. Egyptian is also not letting down. It was a good spin for him. Surely covered some very good distance. And we have the South African Joshua coming to do his own throw.
Yes, after you throw, you're not allowed to leave the circle in front. You have to go out from the back, because if you step out in front, it's also going to be considered a no throw.
And that's Joshua. He sets a world age group record. That's a man who understands this so well. And you can see him doing it so unassumingly. He doesn't stress. He doesn't need the muscles. He just needs the technique and the natural talent.
Well, you start off with natural talent. That's where you discover the athletes. But you, in the future, you have to, build the technique, then build your strength. He threw a distance of 59.35 meters.
That's way distant. Everybody has to chase after him. So I think they will just be looking to settle for silver and bronze. When you're competing against one who sets an age group record for the world stage. You have a Zimbabwean also looking to the same. It's just practicing.
Yeah, sometimes you have to, get yourself in the motion so that you don't overstep, overshoot, and then you hit the safety net.
Charlie looks like he had a good throw. The Zimbabwean on beat number 332.
Yeah, to be a good discus thrower is a combination of proper technique and strength, because each track and field event, and he threw a distance of 36.25 meters.
That hints not wanting to be behind. He will be looking to do better than what he just did. And we have Sawi up next, the man from Egypt.
Yeah, I expect him to be technically sound. The Egyptians, when it comes to the throw events, they are very technically sound. The Egyptians and the South Africans, they're really technically sound. Yes, and you can see the execution of that technique was really good.
I also want to be sure that he didn't outstep the circle. Looks like he held his ground there. That was some beautiful throw. Covered a very good distance. That's one man that might be competing against Joshua. That's Sawi. 42.93. That's behind Okeleke actually. So from what we've seen in the couple of throws that we've covered, he's on third position.
But it doesn't stay there. As we said before, you have 3 minimum throws and 6 minimum throws. So the highest throw after 6 throws becomes the winner.
You have the Moroccan do his thing. Number 163. Surely not looking convinced with his throw. Saul's taking his time. Just to run you through, we've got a couple of events today. We've seen a bit of race walk earlier. Discus is currently ongoing. The sea of Octathlon. Hurdles. Long jump also for today for the heptathlon. So you have the Octathlon high jump also coming up. We'll have a couple of heptathlon and octathlon events. But we'll have very soon the 118 men 110 meters hurdles and the 18 men for Octathlon standing by. The Moroccan not also happy with his throw. A bad throw actually.
Yeah, sometimes when athletes are not really happy with their throw, they cancel it. They do what we call cancel it. So they put their foot out in the sector, and so they mark it as a no throw, so they don't measure it.
It's time for Joshua to maybe outdo himself. He's just amazing when it comes to making these throws. It's easy for you to know that he's done a better distance than every other person.
Yeah.
Like you said, the technique is world class.
Yeah, we know the South Africans, they came here with a vengeance. They have a program, they have the training facility in South Africa, and he has thrown a 51.49
Way
meters.
lower than what he did before. He did 59 plus meters the last throw. And when you say vengeance for South Africa, you just wonder, who are they having vengeance against? They have been leading. Are they avenging any losses?
You know, if you rest on your laurels, you will have somebody overtake you, so you can't do that. So they don't rest on their laurels. They come here trying to prove a point every time.
He has a throw right now. Looks like a good one. But now, doesn't look beyond 50 meters. We'll just wait to confirm. Still trying to demonstrate what he would have done rightly. I think he took his two legs off at the same time.
No, his technique is not that bad. It's not that bad. And he has thrown a 49.43 meters, which
still the second farthest we've seen. We have Shawabi coming up again for his throw. Another man who's still very much in the competition. I think he's still on top 3, judging by the throws we've seen so far.
Oh, that's another good, technically sound throw from the Egyptians.
And he also covers a good distance. Good spin. Also, good lift. Releases the discus.
Explosive release.
At the perfect time. This should look like maybe the second best. It looks
Say
like
about
he
a
covered
50
a good distance.
meters?
I think he did a 50 plus. You got it wrong
And
this
you
time.
can see, even it happens to the best of us. You see, his spin didn't go as he planned, so his leg landed in the wrong place. So you see how the discus went into the net.
Just to remind you that we are all human. And being human means that we can also make mistakes. While that is ongoing, let's run down to the 110 meters hurdles Octathlon under 18 men's heats. We've got 2 heats for this event, and as swiftly as possible. On lane 1, we've got Boma Yoba of Algeria. On lane 2 is also another Algerian, Luni Adem. And on lane 3, we've got Adelaim Mahmoud of Egypt. On lane 4 is Enedwe Success of Nigeria. You also have 2 other Nigerians making lane 5 and 6, Martin Bone and Obin John Onyeke. 6 guys ready for this, 3 Nigerians, 2 Algerians, and 1 Egyptian. It was some great event for them yesterday. We saw this guy also do so well in some of the events. It's the Octathlon under 18 men, 110 meters hurdles. It's an open one for any of them.
Yes.
They're going to one of the difficult events of the 8 that they have to participate in. They're on their marks. They're set, and the gunners shots for them to move. Egyptian, the only Egyptian on this one, Abdelhaim. Abdelalim is taking over. He has the Algerian to compete with, and he wins it. A good race for him.
Yes,
Abdel Halim Mahmoud of Egypt does it side by side with Looney Adam of Algeria. A tough race it was. What a brilliant way to round up.
Yes, as we know, the Octathlon is a 8 event in one for the under 18 men, and this is day 2. Day 2, we have 4 more events. We've just done the 110 hurdles. After that, we have the high jump men. Then we have the javelin, and they will round up with a 1,000-meter run.
That was Boama Yuba of Algeria that finished second. A good race for both of them. And we're standing by for Heat 2. Takes place almost immediately. Jean van der Berg of South Africa is on lane 1. We've got Algeria's Looney Adam. We've also got Youssef Medat of Egypt. Burkina Faso's Sinan Idrissa and Sawadogo Ibrahim, also Burkina Faso, making the 5. They're set and they go. This is actually a false start. More like a rehearsal. They're trying to just get their act right. Matthew Bonner didn't compete in the first heat. Just to confirm, you had 2 Nigerians on the first heat. It looks to be joining them on the second. Sinan Idrissa also on this one. The man from Burkina Faso. Looking so set for this race. You have his fellow Burkina Faso, Burkina Bay, Ibrahim Sawadogo, helping him adjust his beep number.
Yes, the Octathlon is a scoring event. So after each of the 8 events, you have a score that goes with your time or your jump, and then you tally all that at the end of the 8 events to find the winner. You must score a point or have a time in each of those events for you to be a medal contender. If you don't do that, then it's very highly unlikely that you
get
will
anything.
Yes.
No matter how good you are in every other event,
Yes.
you should contend in every of it. We talked about Emmanuel Blessing some days back for the decathlon. He was so poor at the pole vault, just running with the poles and never jumped past anything. Obviously.
And that cost him a lot because he
really
was very good in several of the other events.
400 meters, 100 meters, he was near perfect. Distance himself in those races. But he lost everything to the Algerians. And these are the guys for the Heat 2. And they're up for the race. Looking very competitive at this point. Youssef Medat of Egypt looks to be taking the place. And you have him competing against Matthew Mbono. And that hurdle makes Mbono lead and win the race. He's so joyful. What a joy for him.
Yes, and we've seen that huddle mistake where your leg clips the hurdles. We saw that with the women under 18 hurdles, and that was sad. But that's the thing about the hurdles. You have to be technically sound and make sure you don't hit that hurdles. If not, it would take you down.
Looney Adam is down there. Also had a great race. But just to recap of what we saw earlier, it was a great competition between Medat and Mbono. We're running it down, and this is where he lost it. That hurdle slowed him down, and the Nigerian Matthew took over as swiftly as possible. It was a competition also for the 3rd position, and South Africa's athlete on lane 2 won this one. Jean van der Berg completes the top 3, and that's your man who won the race.
Yes, but even him hitting the hurdles, you see he still plays second. So it's an 8 event, so he still has a chance. He hasn't really lost anything. Second is a very good position to be in. So as long as he's really good in other events, he might make up for that fault.
And a good way to make up is he continues the race and make sure he gets the right points. Octathlon event, under 18 110 meters hurdles. We just saw. And this is Joshua for the discus throw. This man has done it again. He lifts his hands to the skies. He knows he's done better than what he did before. Surely he's going to be the champion. And look at how far he went with his throw. It's going to be measured. And this is just a way to go. Joshua of South Africa threw it a distance of 60.55 meters.
Wow,
that's almost 61 meters.
And that takes him way into the lead.
This man is somewhere not from this part of the world.
That's an athlete to keep an eye on.
Surely, one who's going to compete against the world best in the future. Just some under 18, and he's doing this well. The Egyptian is next. He has an opportunity to maybe outdo Joshua, or like I said earlier, settle for second position. Still the CAA African under 18 under 20 Athletics Championships. I must say thank you once again to every of our broadcast partners who have been in this event live, from AIT to OGTV to TVC to Super Sports Channel 208 to Startimes, and also to SABC Sports from South Africa. Say thank you to all of you. Don't forget, you can also stream live. We saw a lot of posts yesterday and comments, people watching the event from YouTube via Team 33 production, team and 33 in numbers. You can quickly find that right now. And you'll be streaming this live. And it's a confirmation that the South African Joshua Garber has won the gold medal. The under 18 discus thrower has done it for his national team. The one who has the world record is doing it at an under 18 level, and most likely will be looking to even do better. 60.55 was his best throw, and that's a way to stand it. He actually set a new record of 64.48 meters. 8 group record. Great throw from that man, Joshua. He knows this thing so well. He's talented, and he's added to his talent to what he's been able to do. Congratulations, Joshua. We celebrate you right here at this event. Today surely is the last day, but as much as you look at it, waiting for the last day to come, you also don't want to see it come to an end, Atoya.
No. I used to miss that as an athlete. When you go back, you start missing at the last day, you start missing the events for the next 2-3 days when you go home. Yeah, but this is the end of one, and then you go back to the drawing board and prepare for what next, because we have other competitions. We have for some of these athletes, the World Championship that is coming up in Japan is actually something they have to go and prepare for. We know we have Olympians here competing in this event, so some of them will go on to competing in the World Championship in September in Japan.
And that's really close. September is just 2 months away. That's one event that will also bring out the best of these athletes, and they surely are ready to do better than what they've done at this point. The Egyptians having some communication the other side. Surely you can't know what they're discussing, but it's good to have them right here in Abeokuta, Ogun State, Nigeria, participating. And they've also done so well. We saw one of their athletes almost trip, trying to jump the last hurdle, and the Nigerian Matthew Mbono took over from him. Medat is his name. Going also into the crowd, you can see one of the very local drums known from the south, known with the southwestern part of Nigeria, and they are so happy. It's called the talking drum, also known as gongo. That's a local name, and this is some joy. When they discover they are on the cameras, they intensify their efforts, and you cannot run away from this. They can play this for you and you empty your pocket. I never have had that experience, but somebody can be listening and say, oh, it happened to me in 78, in 92, in 96. What a beautiful face, focusing on our phone. Everybody doing their own thing. We know the Algerians are not left out.
Yeah, people have come for this morning session, you know, to encourage. Different countries have come to encourage their fellow athletes, as like we saw yesterday when the whole stadium was roaring with cheers during the finals, several finals yesterday. We saw how some of the athletes used the crowd, you know, to get medals. So it's not only the athletes that are here competing, sweating. We have the audience also sweating and supporting the athletes, and we can see the smiles on the faces of the audience when people win medals. So they are sharing in the joy and sharing in the glory of all the athletes that have won medals. They share in the cries of all the athletes that have cried because something happened. They shared in the joy. So it's an all-round event when it comes down to it.
Surely an all-round event. And earlier you saw one of the lovely fishes in Nigeria. It's called catfish, but they've actually made it dry. So this is dry catfish. And I'm telling them thank you in advance for my own copy. Did I just say copy? Yeah, copy. I hope they also copy.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of catfish?
I'm from River State. What do you think?
But there are people from River State who don't eat fish at all.
Well, I like fish. Fish has a lot of nutrients in it, depending on the type of fish you eat. But fish, most generally has a lot of nutrients. So I think it's a delicacy that you will be hard pressed to find an athlete that does not like to eat fish.
I have one of my guests on one of my shows always tells me he's left everything fish meat. He's just in his maybe late 40s or early 50s. He's turned into a veg. These are the guys who are also enjoying the event, focused on what they want to come here and enjoy, most likely waiting for their country to impress them before they get on their toes and scream and shout like that song by will.i.am. But sincerely, it's been really fun from Wednesday on the 16th when it kick-started to this morning. These beautiful faces have made my week, I must tell you. Different parts of Africa gathering together, and you can see Algerians and Egyptians seated side by side having the fun. We have the 5-kilometer walk under 18 women's result on your screen, and it was won by an Ethiopian, Dese Hiwat Ambao. Kenya coming second, Wanjala Mesaline, and Tunisia finishing third, Lamesia Fatima finishing on number 3. South Africa's Bokang Manamela finished 4th, and Nigeria's Ayinde Subarat came 5th. The 110 meters holders Octathlon under 18 men's heat 1 event. Abdelalim Mahmoud finished 1st from Egypt. Algeria's Boma Yuba finished 2nd, and Burkina Faso Sawadogo Ibrahim came 3rd.
That was first attempt in the long jump. Women Octathlon under 18. We are left with the Octathlon and Octathlon events. for this morning.
The Ethiopians have also been very successful
There is
in the middle distance races and some of the long distance
women
races.
under 18 and under 20.
They've shown that
But
they are
the
not
one
here
you're
for
watching
nothing.
is Octathlon
Also have
women
the
under
fans
18.
having a successful
that,
event for themselves,
We'll have the under 20.
seeing the start of it up until this
Then
point. And they keep coming in their
the
numbers,
Octathlon
new faces.
will come up
And I'm so sure
at the
that
age of
Nigeria
8.
being a religious nation,
The Octathlon
moving
is
from church
under 18.
straight down to this place. And you're surely going to see more numbers from the hours of 11 and 12 into the late evening. Because it's the final day, and they also love music. When they know that some of these top acts are coming down, they will want to be here. So far, just to confirm what we have for the medals table, confirmed 12 golds for South Africa. We're still very much on top. 5 for Nigeria, and Kenya has got 4. Algeria 2, Morocco 2 golds, 1 for Egypt, 1 for Tunisia, 1 for Namibia, 1 for Botswana. This is subject to increase, and a total of 19 medals for the lead. For the other parts of the table, we've got Ghana on 10th position, no gold yet, 4 bronze. Burkina Faso on 3 total medals. We've also got Cameroon on a total of 1 medal, just a silver. Eritrea also we've got 1 silver medal, and that's all they've got so far. 2 for Zimbabwe, which is on both bronze medals. Just to also confirm the heat 2 for the 110 meters holders, Octathlon under 18 men's event. We saw Matthew Mbono finishing first, taking advantage of that delay from Youssef Medat, the Egyptian, who finished second, and South Africa's Jean van der Berg coming third. These are the South Africans here again to increase their medals. We see they have 12 golds already confirmed, and surely they want to do even more today, which is going to be the final day for them. They don't see it as a final day, they see it as a day that they are just starting. You cannot take away the paparazzis. They don't have to bring the biggest of cameras. We have slicky phones right now that do the best of stuff. And that's what they are here for.
Yeah, when you talk about paparazzi, now everybody is a amateur athlete. If you have a phone, if you have a camera, you can be a paparazzi. We encourage you, take pictures, tell stories about the African Championship. We are encouraging our junior, under 18 or under 20 athletes to go into the world and win laurels for us. So if you have a phone, take pictures. You help the young ones, you encourage other young individuals to join different sports, most preferably track and field. But we need the word out there, and everybody with a phone is capable of bringing people here. We have talents. I believe we have talents that are yet to be discovered, and you can do your part to help Africa discover her talents by telling a story. You were here, you saw athletes, you saw their resilience, you saw them cry, you saw them laugh, you saw them win medal, you saw the discipline they have to be able to train to come here and win a gold medal. We saw Olympic champions that are still not teenagers. Tell that story.
We thank God. In terms of facility, well, we thank God. And, there are 3 areas that you can assess a state, whether the state perform better or not. The first one is the area of sports facility. We thank God for that. The second one is the participation of the state. To the glory of God, we came second. And, of course, when we hosted the last time, it was third. So we thank all the athletes for their commitment, and we thank the government for believing in them. After that, we hosted the Super Falcon on their way as part of build up a friendly on their way to Morocco. It has never happened in decades. And of course, this is another one that we are witnessing. I can assure you that in August, we are going to have junior Lawn Tennis Championship here in Abeokuta. Again, by October, we are going to have WAFU here again in Abeokuta. What is happening here? The youth of Ogun State, I'm sure, because one thing is to say, to be talking to people, preaching to them that come and do this thing. But when they see what they are doing, they get inspired. That is what we are doing. The number of people that have been coming here since the beginning of this championship, you can imagine what they'll be thinking and their psyche and what they'll be doing immediately after the festival. That is bringing it to them for them to see.
That's the technical delegate for this competition. Manny, please take it.
Obviously, I'm very glad to see small-scale businesses thriving everywhere we've been to. People are making brisk business and there's money in the pocket of our people. But more importantly, life is a learning curve. And as the Director General is in charge of the NG room of sport development in the country, I make bold to say that for 2 months to organize this, we have beaten water out of the rock. Nigeria is a great country, we are beautiful people, and we have shown our visitors that we are good at doing everything in a very hospitable manner to make people comfortable in this country. So be proud, wherever you are as a Nigerian, that we were called upon to bail Africa out. Bailing Africa out, we have done.
Go into track and field, and I believe that is how you capture the mindset of the young athletes. You bring them to see what is possible. You bring them to see people running. You see the youngster running, you jump in, and then they come in the future.
This the joys you find. But while we enjoy their faces, let's quickly switch to Manny as he takes us through the interview.
Day 5 of the CAA African Athletics Championship. And with me, I've got one of the technical delegates, Mr. Vivian. So far, they 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Generally, how has it been so far?
Up to now, we have witnessed a very high-level competitions among the best athletes of our continent. The public has been up to now very encourageable. Nigeria is, we have noticed the high level of sprinting of Nigeria. We have dominated everywhere. And in the field events, we see that Kenya is coming. The athletes from the north of Africa, they are here and they are working, they are competing together with the South Africans who are good. They also in the field events. I think that it's a good thing. I must congratulate the Nigeria for what they have put up to now in the organization. Within 3 months, we have done a big job up to now.
So how has it been so far? Some technical decisions that we've seen so far. I mean, we heard people protesting some technicalities. So far, what can you say about that?
Listen, we are here as technical delegates, Fatu and myself, to solve these problems. You see, we have focused on problems in all competitions. That's why we have technical delegate to solve the problems of the judges, between judges and athletes or coaches.
Thank you very much, and we hope we'll get the very best of the event.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so we're back to the team of commentators who's been working here so far to take you through the rest of the day.
Thank you, Manny. We love this beautiful stuff from the guests, the technical delegates, telling us that they are doing as much as they can to make sure that we don't have so much or any form of issues. Even if it comes, they try to do as much as they can to minimize it. Thank you, Mr. Jagarin, for sharing your thoughts. Coming back to those beautiful faces, just innocently enjoying themselves and seeing themselves on the big screen. You can see the joy from them. So joyful. Africa, meeting Africa. It's a new phase of life for them. This is so much joy to take them to the next phase of life for them. Innocently, many of them might not remember this, but it might just be that little memory that they will keep for years. I remember having to travel with my parents to the village at a very young age. I think it was in 1990, the early 90s actually, maybe 92 or 93. And we started a conversation, and I still remember those words till date. So
yes,
you can imagine these kids even around that age.
And as most people don't know that, or don't realize that when children play, it's actually a form of training. I remember growing up when you had this playground where you had the jungle gyms, the swing, the seesaws, all those things. Those things are actually training. If you actually watch athletes, for instance, a jungle gym, you see them, they use that now when you see all this extreme sports, all these shows that they do on TV where they have to swing all this jungle. All these things are actually training for this youngster. I remember inter-house sports in primary school, we do things like sack race, catching the train, threading the needle. All these things are training, but you do it in such a way that it's fun for the kids. You know, it doesn't look like a hard work or punishment like some people want to say sometimes. And when you do that, you're building core strength so that when they decide that they're going to go into any sports whatsoever, they already have a foundation in which to fall back on. So for me, when it comes to school, these games, there was one day, it was I believe it was catching the tray, where you had to run and dress up in whatever traditional attire that they've given you, and then you run back, and the first person to reach is the winner. Yeah, it was really fun. I haven't been back to school to find out what's
it's ongoing.
It is now. I those memories, nobody can take them away from me. They can't.
It's really some memories that will live for life. And you talk about sack race, you talk about the race itself, you talk about these footballing events. But while we have those memories brought back again, these are your athletes for the Octathlon high jump event that will be coming up in a bit. They are getting set, and they are just having the right words being given to them by the technical team and also the judges, putting them on the right track so they don't make some mistakes. Same guys you saw earlier around the heat 1 and heat 2 for the 110 meters hurdles are getting prepared.
Yeah, so what the technical personnel will do, they tell them their order of jumps, you know, they will remind them of some of the technical rules, like you have 1 minute when your clock starts ticking, basically, to make your jump. If not, you will be disqualified. They will tell you that depending on the event, if you're more than 8, they will tell you after the first 3 throws, we would come back to you and pick the final 8. You know, these are the little things, these are the technical things they tell the athletes when you see them gather like this before they officially start their jumps.
So great an event, I tell you. We love what they do. We love what they do, and we really love how it goes for them. They're gradually getting to that height, and we will get the best of them as much as we can. And that's what Africa is trying to do. Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Congo, Madagascar, Tanzania, Uganda, Guinea. These are all of the guys really enjoying every bit of it. So we love the fact that it's enjoyed and it's also a competition. So keep having the best of it. Gradually, we will grow, and this is what the athletes are telling themselves. Like Pristina said yesterday, watch your back. Some of them have got that confidence, some are just hoping that they will do better. Some have shed tears, like you mentioned earlier, tears of joy and sorrowful tears, but surely there is more to come as far as their careers are concerned. It's not about doing it right. It's not about focusing on the future beyond what they have and taking it one day at a time.
Yes, and we have the Octathlon men warming up for their second event today. And you see them, adjust the height, take the height. You need to warm up. You need to, calculate your run up, because even for every jump there's a run up. Typically 5 stride. What you do is you do a 5 stride, and the essence of the run up is to make sure that you don't have to think about where your leg will be when you get close to the bar to be able to jump up. Like we've been saying about the check-in. If you don't know where your leg will land when you get there, you start checking. So the run up is to ensure that your foot at the jump, at the high jump bar, is perfect. That is why they take the run up. So now they are really warming up to make sure that they are ready and gearing to start their event.
Those are the Octathlon high jumpers. They will be starting in the beats. But while we wait for them to get set, we move straight up now to Manny, who has got a world record breaker at this event. Manny, please take it away.
Well, thank you guys. Like you rightly said, with me, I've got Joshua. Interestingly, he's 15 and he will be 16 next September, and he competed in the under-18 men's discus. He came out with so much flying colors. Joshua, competing in Nigeria, how are you feeling?
Yeah, it's very fun competing here. It's extremely hot. But I feel because it's hot, you don't have to warm up a lot and there's a less chance of getting injured. So yeah, I like it very much.
You're very young. So how long have you been doing this?
I've been throwing for 3 years now, this previous May, and yeah.
You achieved a world record for your age grade. How does this make you feel? Was that the target coming here to compete from the very start?
No, it was totally unexpected. To be honest, I just wanted to throw my PB, but things happened. In the second round, I lost my first position, and then I got angry, and then I just went for it, and I threw it accidentally, completely accidentally. So yeah.
So accidentally, and in the end, you got the record in the end. So, tell us, what can we expect, or what do we expect in the future from you when it comes to discus?
Yeah, I'll see if I can qualify for Worlds next year, but then I'll be throwing under 20, so that will be tough. But yeah, for now, I think I'll just keep on moving, keep on building. I'm still pretty young, so yeah, I think you can expect a lot. I hope it goes well in the future.
Any role model, any motivation for you?
I would say my dad. He's my role model. I don't have a thrower role model. I try to be myself, don't try to copy anyone else.
Thank you very much, Joshua. I wish you all the best. Joshua from South Africa has really competed really well here in Nigeria for such a young age. Like I mentioned, he'll be 16 in September and achieving a world record. South Africans are showing that they are here for business. It's been wonderful so far. We'll wait to see what the final medal standings will be. And I've got my team of commentators still very much here. Azu and Otonye, back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Manny. Thank you for opening us up to a young man who will be 16 in a couple of months. He's done so well for himself, and congratulations to him, Joshua Garba. 64.2. He had a record of 62 plus earlier. But let's move on to the high jump Octathlon under 18 event. We've got Algeria's Boma Yuba and also Luni Adam. Not forgetting the Egyptian Abdelhalim Mahmoud. And the other athletes also making it through for this beautiful event. 10 of them actually, and we're getting sets for this. Just to give you a rundown of all of the athletes, we've also got Nigeria's Success Enedue, not forgetting Matthew Mbonu, and Obin John Onyeke. Jean Vandenberg of South Africa is also on the list. And we've got 40 Mohammed, Joseph, Medat, Tunisia and Egypt respectively, Simon Idrissa of Burkina Faso, and also Ibrahim Sawadogo of Burkina Faso. Those are the 10 guys on the list, and what an interesting event is going to be for this high jump. They have done well in their races for the hurdles. They've gone past those hurdles, finished their races. But at this point, we want to quickly switch to Manny as we still get ready and get fully set for the jump. Manny has got a coach by him, and we're just going to hear from him as quickly as possible.
Well, this time I've got the South African team coach for the throws. I just have to be specific. His name is Mr. Anton.
That's correct, yeah.
How are you so far?
Well, very well. We're doing great. We achieved a lot of gold medals, and I can only be proud of the team.
You know, talk us through how it's been, the journey, like coaching these young South African athletes when it comes to the throw. How has it been? How has the whole process been?
Let me put it this way. I'm a collective coach for all of them. A lot of these athletes got their own individual coaches that's still back in South Africa. So most of them must take the credit. I'm just trying to hold them together and try to advise them because we're here as a team. We're not here as individuals. Although individual achievements is important, it's for their personal satisfaction to perform better than normal.
Talk us through the competition so far. How competitive has it been with what you've seen so far generally from other African countries who are here as well?
There's a couple of countries like Egypt is very strong in the throw section, and Tunisia. I'll say that's our main competitors currently.
Was there an extra pressure for South Africa in knowing that they are the defending champions, you know, coming here to compete? Does it add any extra bit of pressure for the athletes?
No, we don't come here. We come to win, but that's not the most important thing in the beginning. The most important thing is for the youngsters to enjoy themselves, to create themselves for the future life and their careers in their different areas of expertise.
So this is the final day, day 5. Generally, sum it up for us. How has Nigeria been?
Nigeria is very hot. Nigerian people very friendly. I love your spicy food, although the others don't. But no, it was a great enjoyment. It was nice visiting your country.
Thank you very much, and I wish you all the very best.
So, thank you.
All right, Coach Anton, the South African coach for the throws. Really enjoyed his time here in Nigeria, and it is the final day. Hopefully, this day will wrap it up so well for the South Africans. Back to you guys, Azu and Otoye.
Yes, I wanted to pick something from what Joshua said, and congratulations once again. He said he was angry when he missed his throw. And I told you one of the things that athletes have to learn to do here is to be able to control your emotions or channel those into your performance. And you can see he did that, and now we have a world record.
That's how to make it happen. He's still going to be chasing after an athlete from Lithuania, the one who has the world record for the seniors. And those are his targets, Mikolas Alekna. He is just 22, and he has a world record of over 75 meters, 75.66 meters to be precise. He did this also this year, 2025. And guys are really doing stuff. The Olympic record is also very much right there. Roger Stoner, who actually stoned the discus, the man from Jamaica, over 70 meters. These are some guys who are doing great stuff, and you are really enjoying every bit of the event. Let's switch now to the high jump. We still have these athletes rehearsing, getting ready fully, and just trying to be sure that they can master their jumps before the event kickstarts fully. You have the technical team, you've got the athletes, you've got everybody well positioned, and this is one man also to look out for, Jean van der Berg. He also didn't do badly in the races. This might just be his strength. So, everybody looking to take advantage of the 8 events. We saw 4 of it yesterday.
Yes, we saw 4, and we
Same
have done
today.
5 today. So we're on the 6th event. So like we said, there's 2 more left. We'll do that in the afternoon session. And then what happens is that at the end of the 8th event, you will tally the numbers and the person with the highest score gets the gold.
And just like you mentioned, it's an event of it's an event of 8 competitions, different track and field events put together, and this is where you get to see the best of them. One of them still trying to test himself and be sure that this is how it goes. So Octathlon for the under-18 is getting really interesting at this point in time, and you cannot run away from the fact that these young guys have a bright future. They just have to improve on some of the events that they have got for themselves. So you allow them grow. We've seen them do the 100 meters, we've seen them do the 110 meters hurdles, we've seen them do the 400 meters. They've done the javelin throw, and they still have the 1,000 meters to go. One of the events left for them today, and that's what they most likely round off with most times.
Yes, they usually end up with what I consider the hardest events to do. For the men, it's usually the 1,500 meters. For the women, it's the 400. For the boys, it's the 1,000 meters.
So they still have 1,000 meters. At least they have 500 to save till they become adults. But whichever way, they are happy. And look at this man, happy seeing himself on the screen. You see what I'm saying? It's not just about coming here to come win medals. That man from Egypt is saying, man, yes, I've come here to win it, but I tell you, I want to be happy. And look at what he's doing to the cameras.
Yes. And for the women, correction, it ends with the 800 meters.
Shout out to you, Abdel Halim Mahmoud from Egypt. We love your spirits, and I also wish you the best as far as this event is concerned.
No, it takes a lot to be able to be this jovial while you're competing, because sometimes you see the seriousness on athletes' faces. You don't want anybody to disturb you. You want to concentrate. But the thing is that if you're not relaxed, it tends to affect your performance negatively. So the more relaxed you are, the probability that your performance will be better is a lot higher.
And countries matter. You've seen everybody come for this interview. Yes, Nigeria is hot, but they always say one thing: your people are friendly, and that's one thing you always want to hold on to. The friendliness of a country matters a lot, the people, and it starts from the home. It also moves on to the political space, the government, making sure that everybody has it easy when they come in. And that's one man also making his rehearsal.
That was an easy jump, but he needs to be a bit careful. He took it so easy that he touched the bar.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that because you could miss the jump. So every jump you need to be a bit precise. Conserve your energy if it's an easy jump, yes, but you need to be a bit more precise in that.
And that's Matthew Mbono having his own jump, the first. He had to go change as quickly as possible to make himself comfortable for the jump. And you have the next Nigerian, John Obinna Onyeke, running to make that jump. He didn't go so high, and obviously they missed it. Mine looked too early, and maybe it's just one of his weaknesses.
Yeah,
he smiles at it and knows that he has some other attempts.
Yes, all athletes in the throws and in the jump have 3 attempts only, unlike the main events where you have a maximum of 6. Here you have a maximum of 3 attempts. So you must make sure you make a point in those 3 attempts. If not, it's the end. You've finished that event.
Onyeke goes again, and he misses it for the second time. What a way for him. Not the best of starts for the high jump, and he has to do something to at least add to his point study. Just a recap of what happened earlier.
Yes, the athletes have about 3 minutes if you're the only one jumping to, kind of get a breather before you take your next attempt. Sometimes you can go immediately. I would advise him now to take that 3 minutes, kind of calm yourself, do a recap, do a correction of what you want to do to correct before you go again. Because sometimes when you're going quickly, you're not thinking of the correction you want to make. You're just going.
Just feel that this thing is low. I can do it. Let me go again. And that's him missing it twice. John Onyeke he should be looking forward to doing something better. And he had his back bring him down, or bring the crossbar down twice.
Yes, and there's another technical rule in the jump. Now, you have 3 attempts for each jump, but if you can take 2, and let's say 1 meter, then you pass and you go to 2 meters, and you can take that 1 attempt that you have left. Athletes do that because, let's say somebody is beating you or you're not on the medal table, and if you jump 2 meters, you will now move to the medal table. So that 1 jump you have left, you can take it, pass it, and go up.
Another poor jump was seen from the Algerian. It was an Algerian. Now it's the Algerian, Boma Yuba. His first jump, trying to just say exactly what happened. And he has to take that beep number behind his beep just to give himself that freedom.
Yeah, usually athletes don't do that, put the beep number in the back, because it could be a hindrance. Yeah, so.
I like the fact that he had to do that as quickly as possible. The next Algerian is up, and he misses this one.
Yeah, he's planting. He didn't apply enough force, and that's takeoff.
Lonnie Adam, surely not the best of jumps for him.
He didn't generate enough lift.
Should be doing better. Like I said, it could just be the weakness for him out of the 8 events, one of them that he should be struggling with. Now it's time for the Egyptian.
Oh, that was a jump. Lovely technique, but it just didn't make it.
But he still brought it down after looking so well with the technique. Abdel Halim Mahmoud of Egypt.
Like we said, the Egyptians they're usually very technically sound when it comes to the jumps and the throws, especially the throws. You heard that from the South African coach that said usually their competitors, the challenge is usually with the Egyptians.
This time around, he misses again. Boma Yuba. It looked like he was going to get it right. And we just go back to that man, Abdel Halim from Egypt. He had the best of leaves, swung so well over it, but I think he didn't move so fast, and his delay brought it down. But this one, Boma Yuba, for the opt-in time, has his hands bringing the crossbar down. Another attempt. This time around is Youssef Medat from Egypt. That was the man who almost fell from the hurdle, but stood his ground and still finished second behind Matthew Mbonu in the second 110 meters hurdles hit. And he goes this time. Beautiful jump.
Lovely execution. Lovely. I was about to say that when he got up, you could see the resilience. So I will not be surprised if he's on the medal is on the podium.
He really went on to do it right, and this is some joyful way to go about it. I love the way he went. You were gonna think he was gonna bring it down.
You could see that lift, and then that arcing of the back, and that arc even took him higher. Watch this. Watch it. Oh, that is a lovely execution.
It must have taken some years of training. That's the way to go about it, and he does it so well. Let's quickly catch up with Manny. He's got a guest, a referee at this event. Manny, please take it away.
So far here in Nigeria, how has this tournament been? It's the 5th and final day, but in your own words, as a CAA referee, how has it been?
I would say it was a success, even though we are not yet done yet, but it was a success based on the information that Nigeria was given this to host the tournament on the last hour. So I would say they really hosted the tournament successfully.
From a referee's perspective, these young athletes, what do you think they can improve on? We know they're still very young, they've still got a lot of time, but where do you think they can improve in their respective careers in the future?
The tournament has a lot of athletes that have great potential. Most of these athletes competing here, I think they would go far in athletics because some are really showing some lot of maturity in taking their events. So I think we've got great talent here in Africa. Any challenge as a CAA referee? Any challenges, in terms of officiating, in terms of decision makings? No challenges that we have encountered so far. They are just minor issues that are always there in athletics, but everything that we encountered, we managed to solve, and I think the tournament is going on well. So far, I guess I must say Nigeria has been a good host because you've been all smart so far in this interview. Definitely. Nigeria has been a great host. They've been given this tournament to host in a short time. They had a very short time to prepare for the tournament. I think any other thing that people would feel was not done up to their expectations, it would have been that because maybe time was not also on their side. But it was a great host, Nigeria. Thank you very much, sir. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much. All right, that's the words of a CAA referee in Ndadzile Oratile. It's not related to the Justice Oratile we saw competing. For Justice, Oratile is the surname. For him, Oratile is the first name. Just to put that in perspective. Back to you guys in the commentary box.
Thank you, Manny, and also thank you to the referee, Ndadzile Oratile, the CAA referee from Botswana. We switch back into the athletes who started with the 1.50 meters and jump at the Octathlon under 18. And this man is just showing all his joy. You cannot stop joining him in his happiness. You don't know what keeps him joyful. That's to show you how much he is happy. Abdel Halim Mahmoud of Egypt, he doesn't care if he gets it right, he just wants to be happy.
And you can see he has inspired all his other co-athletes to smile at his antics.
He actually had to give you that Mo Salah celebration, showing you that that's one of his heroes, the man from Egypt. He doesn't have to play football. This is what I do for a living, Octathlon, but at the same time, I watch football. That's the sign he showed right there.
Yes, sometimes that's what in the group of athletes that you usually have one joker that puts a smile on everybody's face, cheers everybody up, makes the whole environment look less stressful for the athletes, and he's done that really well.
The definition of life is not hard. There's a bit of a delay, and we're just confirming to you that most of the athletes have agreed that they want a higher level. They have said, pass this one. It's too low for us. We are big boys. Give us a bigger thing.
Yes, that's actually a rule. For instance, if you jump higher, and let's say the bar is set at 3 meters, and you're like a 5-meter jumper, you could do what you call a pass. You pass. Others will be jumping, but you will not jump until you get to where you want to jump, maybe at a 450. Yes. So some of the jumpers have done that.
And this is the first jump, just a brilliant one, Usain.
Yes, you could see why he passed, because even when he took off, there's still a lot of space for him. So
easy. Yeah. Fotoyi Mohamed Karti from Tunisia. Man, I love his technique also.
Yes, you could tell that high jump is probably one of his stronger events.
And this is one man to look out for, alongside Youssef Medat of Egypt, showing their brilliance and made it look like some light work. We have the next athlete who's going to be making the next job, the man from Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Sawadogo does it with ease. Like I said yesterday, just the way we crossed the Covet in Lagos, Nigeria, he just jump quickly and cross to the other side of the road.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's really hard. I can't remember the last time I saw a guy jump or use a straddle. It's usually the women.
It should be for the guys, actually.
Yeah, because they tend to have a higher height, but they tend to use the flop technique more.
Now we're raising it. They're raising the bar from 150 meters to 153 meters. And we're looking maybe this would be the Waterloo for some of the athletes.
I still remember my personal best, which was a 160.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think I can still jump this one. Zubike just gave me what we call a bombastic side eye, as in, really?
No. Something came to my mind.
Is that a challenge?
An athlete who did these from the early 2000s. That's over 20 years now. And you say you can still do it.
I still jump in training.
Wow. I thought age factor also plays a role, but it does.
If you don't stay active, then your age tells on you. But if you don't, then we have people like the oldest person to run a marathon, which is 2 hours, is 100. The youngest is 5. So age is not always the reason why people can't do stuff.
She just said 100. You didn't hear that from me. I wouldn't want to allow you to come out as a 100-year-old to run a marathon. I would be the one to stop you. Next up is that man again.
Yes.
Look at the man who did the jump with ease. Fatuhi Muhammad County. He made it some light work. The others are getting ready. And it looks a bit relaxing today, Sunday.
Yeah, and just to put something in perspective about the marathon I just mentioned, that 100 years is the technical official age, because unfortunately, tragically, we just lost the oldest marathoner. He was actually 114.
Wow.
And he died. Somebody knocked him, hit and run, not because he was old.
Oh my goodness.
They couldn't correct his age because he didn't have a birth certificate.
And this is a good jump again from the South African. He had a very, very good jump. And we love what you just said. Just a recap of what we saw earlier. Jean van der Berg jumping the 153 meter. As much as they win all of this, they also get medals. And this is just too easy for this man. He's doing it again just to confirm that this is not my level. Tui Mohammed Karti.
Yeah, but what you want to do is to make sure you make a mark at an easy jump, depending on your, I would say, level of confidence. Because if you take it close to your personal best, you might not make it. So you start and make a jump at an easier jump so you can register a mark.
First and gold medalist and 5,000 meters.
Now your winner for the 5,000 meters under 18 race walk. You've got the Ethiopian who goes off the highest level of the podium for doing a great job. So joyful winning this one, and you can see the smiles. She also gets a flower. Very humble. Yes, this is displayed on the screen.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And we now get ready for the Ethiopian national anthem. Ethiopia. That's your gold medalist for the 5,000 meters under 18 women, or girls actually, right here in Abeokuta, Ogun State, Nigeria, where the CAA African under 18 under 20 Athletics Championship is currently ongoing. It's time for the paparazzis to do their thing, take pictures. They say Ambao, Wanjala, Mesaline, and Lamsaye Fatima. Congratulations to all three of you for standing your ground and representing your country so well. While athletes from different parts of Africa, South Africa, Nigeria participate in this, but these are your best.
And that's a beautiful shot.
Race walk or walk race. You always ask why that sport. A lot of people ask why that sport. I remember I and my sister always laughed in the house when we watched it back then at the Olympics.
It's the difference between saying 100 meters and 5,000. One is fast, one is slower. Now for the walk race is the slow version of a run. And if you ever stood near anybody that is doing a walk race, you understand why it's not just a walk, it's a walk race. Because you would have people running and still not beat somebody race walking. And there's a technicality to it. It has to be your heel and toe must touch the ground, because it's a different technique to when you're running, because most runners run on the ball of their foot. So if you're race walking and you use only the ball of your foot, they will give you a warning
that you're already breaking the rules. Just to remind you, this is the feel you'll be having tonight for the closing ceremony. It's all set. We're just waiting for the time, and we'll get in here. And, maybe I'll be leaving the mic to Otonya.
Yes.
So
well, I have representative all the way from. She will introduce herself. She will also introduce herself. But she, my mommy here, is from Gabon. Mom, what a way to have you.
So I'm here because my daughter is here. She's a hammer player, and she will start tomorrow. So I'm here to support her.
What the support for parents? In Nigeria, they would first tell us go to school, go and get your primary school, secondary school degree. But nowadays the narrative is getting to be changed. A lot of people see their children and want to encourage them to do sport. How has it been for you supporting your daughter?
Yeah, I was like the parents you talk about, because I was focused on studies, and after seeing her performance, I have to change my mind. But for sure, our deal is to her to success in studies as well as in sports. Yeah.
So what motivates you to fly all the way from Gabon to Nigeria?
So because she showed me that she was passionate with that. I was not so supportive at the beginning, but I saw her performance, because we are in France, we are not in Gabon.
Okay.
So she performed very well, and she was champion, and I saw what she can perform. So at the end of the day, my role is also to support her, and she's very happy with what she's doing. And the best thing is that she can provide good, performance in school too. So I'm happy, and I have to support her. So it took time to me to get in that mindset, but now I can not just leave her like that, because I saw the results.
Now, so where do you think your daughter will be in the next 5 years? Maybe become an Olympian for Gabon or France, or you're okay, Gabon?
Yeah, she's. What I'm telling her is just to be a hard worker. Whatever she likes, she needs to put herself to work hard. And working hard can bring her everywhere. And for me, the sky is the limit. You see what I mean? So.
So coming to Nigeria, have you tasted our eba, our egusi, our jollof rice? Nigerian jollof rice is even better than Ghana, the Ghana jollof rice, anytime, any day. So tell us the hospitality from the airport. How were you received? What are those positive you will say about Nigeria?
So it's the food. You know, I like eba. I like also jollof rice. And yesterday I ate a delicious fish. It was so delicious. So, and also people. Since I reach Nigeria, people, because some also. It's like I'm looking like a Nigerian, so I'm at home here.
Oh,
I feel like I'm at home, so no incident, and I'm very well, received here.
All right, and the CAA championship, how far and how well will you rate it in terms of the hosting from Nigeria?
No, I was looking the runners there is. For me, I was telling my brother that it's well organized because we were shouting over there, and it's okay for me. Everything is going very well.
Right. So your full name to the camera, your name, mother of so person.
I'm Mrs. Falana. The name is familiar, right? So yeah. So I'm Mrs. Falana Matt. I'm from Gabon. It's Falana from Gabon. They can be related to Nigerian Falana, but and my daughter is Falana Kenza. So we are here to enjoy the athleticism. So yeah, that's all. And it's a great opportunity. We enjoy it. It's my first time to Nigeria, and I'm not disappointed at all.
Thank you very much, Ma.
Yeah.
And see the Egyptians, the official and the athletes seeing themselves on the big screen.
Your 200 meters, you ran to. How was it for you?
My name is Marie-Chloé Alexandrine. I am a Mauritian, and I'm very happy of my 200 meters because I think that I have made my PB. So I'm so happy.
Coming to Nigeria, what was your target for you?
PB, running in 11 seconds in 100 meters and in 24 in 200 meters. I hope that I realize it in 200 meters. So I'm so happy to be there, to be here.
So how has been Nigeria in the terms of your accommodation, your food, your
accommodation is very good, but the food sometimes not really, because every time when we go to eat, it is empty. There is nothing.
So you hardly see food at times because some people go earlier than you.
Yeah. But I love the country. I love you guys. You're very nice. And
we're in the street of the market here in the MK Abiola Stadium, ongoing CAA, Confederation of African Athletics, and I'm here with one lady who is known amongst Nigerian journalists for doing popcorn. This is her stand. So what a way to have you on our platform today. Tell us, how has it been for you? You were here at the National Sports Festival and now back again at the CAA. What's the experience like?
Yeah, it's been nice, it's been good. At least sales has been fine. And we expect more of this to come again in Ogun State.
Looking at it for you at the small scale level, doing popcorn, how much is it? And what's that relationship? Are people turning up to buy?
Yeah, people are turning up to buy. We have different sizes, different prices, and prices. But for the purpose of this event, you just have one price, a fixed price, okay? And they've been turned up from fellow Nigerians, from the foreign countries, let's say from Kenya, from Zimbabwe, and other parts of the country.
So it's the value for what you invested. Have you seen it towards this few days you've been here?
Yeah, I would say yes. I've seen quite, not what I'm expecting, but at least something reasonable.
So what will you say to the government of Ogun who gave this privilege to bring championship in terms of the value for talking about the GDP of the state? This event comes with a lot of people selling and buying. That interrelationship, how has it been for you?
200 million actually. And this is just one of your medalists. The one from Egypt coming to pick up.
First of all, let me say thank you to the Ogun State government for giving us opportunity for bringing such events to Ogun State, and we want more of this. The sports festival was one, and
the mythologies that you see, even Egypt, it comes into the Greek or the Italian myths. That is a very old civilization.
CAA is another one, and we hope to more of this comes into Ogun State so as to boost the economic growth and also to help the small, medium scale people.
God bless you, very good.
Thank you.
The silver medal goes to the Algerian. Looks like the Northern Africans are not left out this time. They show that they have trained so well for it, and it's paying off. You have Egypt for bronze, you have Algeria for silver, and the gold medal is also going to a North African. And what a beautiful performance all three of them have done to win this walk race for the under-20 women's events. And this is your champion from Tunisia.
May we rise in honor of the national
rise
anthem
for
of Tunisia.
the Tunisian national anthem.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to the Tunisian, so joyful. But she's not actually showing it. Maybe it's just her nature. The gold medalist in the middle, and you have the silver medalist to her right, and the bronze medalist to our left from Egypt. So it's Tunisia, Egypt, Algeria, Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, Egypt for your gold, silver, and bronze medals. MSI, Zaki Aya, and Mona Ali Hussein nicking this one. You just want to believe it's the Egyptian that won the gold medal, but it's about your personality. She smiles so well. I will say congratulations once again to them.
Of Nigeria, and it has brought success to Nigeria in terms of hosting, in terms of how Nigerian athletes are performing right now. Though we are behind South Africa, but tell us, what was that magic you guys did within just that few time to deliver this set of athletes today?
We had them in camp for about 9 days. Maximum they arrived. So for the trials and rest of it is 9 days. Within the 9 days, they had 3 days rest. So you know you must rest and you can't keep training. Well, I would not say, imagine keeping them together in a close camp gives them that feel of competition. And not just them, we brought in some other athletes that were training with them that could even get better than them. You know, during the trial they may have won, but during the camp they could even get better. So everybody kept struggling, and here the result is.
AFN is one sport that Nigeria has
for the other, so you cannot
wants to relate with in terms of the way you guys go about raising little sponsorship from brands and everywhere. And the other 45 countries coming here are saying Nigeria has done well. Your opinion?
Our opinion? We have done well because of the hosting. Ordinarily, this is supposed to be a preparation of 2 years. And the CAA beckoned on Nigeria to try to host it after Algeria backed out. And then under 3 months, this is what we are seeing here. You can't beat that. I don't know any country that had done that in the past. The time was very short, and then we are still able to deliver like this, the way it is. You can see the situation. You can judge by yourself. You already gave it kudos. You gave it pass mark. So that pass mark is what we should be celebrating right now as Nigerians.
Your message to Ogun State government who rescued us at this little time, and
Simon Idrissa get it right, and the Nigerian goes for it.
Everything.
Oh, so Africa. Africa, yeah. My message mostly will first of all go to National Sports Commission. The chairman and the DG, Olopade, they've done well because I don't know how they were able to rally around sponsors and were able to raise funds, and then also they were able to raise funds from the Sports Commission. Not a lot of sponsors brought money, but I don't know how they managed, but I give them kudos. Then CAA also brought their own part, which I believe has also helped to cushion some of the pressure. Not bad, they have done well. I will say kudos to them. My thanks goes to them.
Ogun State government.
To the Ogun State government, they've done well. We are using their facility. I don't know what more they have done, but their facility, they have improved on it compared to what we had in the festival. You can see that it's improved. So I give them thanks too.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Still here at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena, and this time I have with me an AFN board member. His name is Professor Franz Atari. Good to have you here, sir.
It's my pleasure being here too.
Okay, so as a board member of the AFN, how's it been like for you seeing Nigerian athletes compete so far at this third CAA African Athletics Championship?
Yeah, it's interesting. This board is just barely about a month old, since it was constituted just June 12th, and so we are just in July, so we are just about, I would say about 5 weeks on board. But at least so to be able to gather Nigerian athletes, organize the national trials to select the athletes within this span of 5 weeks, and with what we are experiencing now, to me is a kudos.
You know, with the amount of them we've seen on the podium, is it something rewarding due to the amount of work you put into preparations and bringing them together for the trials?
We could not say it is actually 100%, but I believe so much in development, and so with what we have now, to me, it's a very good starting point, and we just need to build on it. As I look forward to maybe to the next national trials we'll be having, we expect to have a better performance than this. So I see room for improvement, and we will always continue to improve. And I bet you, before the end of this board, the end of this present board, I think we should be able to take AFN or take athletics in Nigeria to a different dimension.
What are the challenges, difficulties, bringing these athletes together from different parts of the countries in terms of the trials and preparations for this event?
Of course, the problem of sports development is not peculiar to AFN. And so, you need to talk about having standard facilities for where it will be possible for you to provide things like accommodation, housing the athletes in the same location. It is actually challenging. So, it's just like we have them now being camped at what's the name of this place in Chagamu, and from Chagamu to this place, if I'm not mistaken, should be above 30 or 40 kilometers. It's quite a distance. That is one challenge. And two, having standard equipment, having standard infrastructure for us to train athletes across the country is a serious problem. Because we don't need to go into the details, but you can discover that in Nigeria we have that shortage of standard sport facilities in the country. And so developing athletes from the grassroots and grooming them up to come to international competitions like this without being having that first exposure to world-class facilities, maybe having the exposure here for the very first time could be challenging. And so those are the areas we think that the AFN and the NSC will be looking at, creating a right opportunity, a right environment for us to have these equipments or these facilities at the beck and call of the athletes. Then another issue that I think will also give us some challenges, parents' apathy. Yeah, because you see, you don't just wake up overnight and generate a world-class athlete. We must start at a very tender age, at age 6, at age 5, if possible at age 4. Then we groom them so that before they come to 18, they're already acting wonders, already performing wonders. But we don't have that kind of age grade thing here in Nigeria. So it's affecting us. So it becomes a little bit difficult for us to start scouting for athletes that we did not groom from the beginning to this level. And that is where my professional association is coming in, to be able to see how we can get qualified coaches or physical education teachers in the schools so that we'll be able to have enough of them to be able to train these children with the fundamental skills that are needed for them to be able to prepare them for national or international competition, even at age grade level.
Thank you very much, sir. I wish you all the very best.
Thank you, my brother.
All right, insightful from Professor Franz Atari. I don't know what my team of commentators will make of that. Over to you guys, Azuan Otoye.
Very detailed interview, and I love the fact that he went and hits the nail in the head. Franz Atari. Otoye, catching them young. He mentioned parents' apathy. What's your take on this?
You see, that's what I've been saying. Competitions like this help to give parents and the kids too a visual on what the sports is about, what it's like, and what you can achieve. When you have Olympians here under 20, you have people setting world record, setting African record, setting national record. That's what happened to me. We were going to watch the likes of Marion Yali, Falida Togunkoya during the national trials in Lagos, and it kind of opened my eye to the possibility of what I could do. And then schools, schools also play a part. There needs to be a mandatory inter-house sporting programs in the school, so that you train them young. It stays in the mindset of this thing. As a parent, any school you want to put your child in, you should make sure they have a standard sports program in that school. If not, I will advise you do not, because naturally, even for the well-being of your child's education, for learning, just your child being active in sports is a plus. Not to talk of he goes on to become a sporting champion for the country. So, like they said, the National Sports Commission, they have started. I know they started these things, trying to put plans in to host more competitions like this, when you have people coming to watch, not just the economic impact it has on the country, but also on the family and also on the children.
Thank you so much for also making that clearer. By the way, we'll still have the Javelin ongoing for the women. And this is for the athletes, for the under 18 and under 20 combined. See all of them putting their energy together to get the best of throws. We just saw an Algerian make a throw, and you have a combination of South Africans, Moroccans, and Algerians, Egyptians, all for this Javelin event. They are all athletes. We saw them do their runs yesterday, and they are, at this point in time, doing their throws to make up the 7 events.
Yes, and for the Javelin women, we know there are 2 different Javelin weights. The men use a 800 grams Javelin, and then the women use a 600 grams Javelin. So if you notice, the Javelin is a lot smaller for the women. And you have a runway for you to run up and then launch the Javelin into the air without passing the check mark. There's a check mark there. If you step over it, then it's considered a no throw. If you fall out of it while you're still like on your run up, it's also a no throw. And also the athletes can intentionally cancel their throw by putting their foot after the line.
That's the line you must not cross, and that's why she had to stop at that point.
I think that's where they got that phrase from.
Still not started throwing. It's just some warm-ups at this point. You see all of them taking their time, and they take over real time, checking how far they can go, and also releasing those muscles that must have been stiff. It's about gathering points, and it's really going to be interesting to see who also wins this one. And as much as you throw this, make sure that your javelin lands with the head, the one you put forward, because sometimes you throw it and it goes backwards, and it actually disrupts how much distance it covers. So the technique is very much key in this.
Yes, and then, you know, the weight is placed on the javelin in such a way that if you throw it, it will land with the head. I don't know the engineering. I'm not an expert in the engineering, but it's the weight. It's moved. It's somewhere around the middle of the javelin, so that when you throw, and maybe you don't have a very good technique, the javelin will venture to land with the head.
That's the idea. But another thing is what you have to confirm to the viewer. Is there a possibility that the back, the tail also can get stuck to the ground?
You have to have thrown that javelin straight up.
I saw one just now. The Egyptian made a throw, and you saw it move, and it landed with the back. And
I think that was the
ground.
front. That was the front.
So how would she have thrown the front backwards?
That was the front. I saw that.
Not this one. It was a throw before now. But
Like I said, you would have had to throw that javelin up, straight up, almost straight up,
yeah,
for it to now come back down and land with the back.
Exactly. That was what happened. So I'm asking, does the back also get stuck to the ground?
If you throw it that way, yes.
Okay. So I saw clearly. Just wanted to confirm the clarity of my seeing, not as a prophet.
Well, like you said, they are still young athletes. Some of them are still learning the technique. Okay, I remember starting, and I think I pinned the back 1 or 2 times too.
Really? So you're listening to an athlete who is retired but not tired, one who did almost every event, and it's called fooling around in the media space. You fool around, and at some point you choose your best. And that's why it's really interesting to see that you do this from a young age. It's really important that you do this from a young age, just like we had from Atari.
Oh yeah, okay.
Earlier.
I started primary school. High jump was my main event, and I used to win it. I used to come second a lot, and that thing used to upset me a lot.
You should remember the name of the person who was always in front.
No, I'm very bad with names, so that was a good thing for me. If not, probably I'd held a grudge or something. So I used to come second a lot. So I
was even thinking it was a grudge that made you not remember the name.
I didn't need the name. I just need to be the one to come first. So I didn't need the name. It didn't matter who beat me. I just had to be the one that came first. So from primary school, I took that mindset to secondary school, and I think till today I still hold the high jump record in my secondary school because I refused. I did a high jump. I was not particularly fond of the sprints because it used to make me extremely nervous to be on your marks. So I took to most of the field events. So I did the long jump, I did the high jump, I did the discus, shot put, and javelin. And then I took to the hurdles, and I was particularly good with doing the relays also, as long as I didn't start.
I'll tell you, for all you achieved, if there was one thing you felt you would go back and maybe turn back the ends of time to have gotten, what would that be?
I would have loved to go for the Olympics. That 2008, during the national trials, I fractured my fibula, so I didn't get, and I had qualified for the Olympics. I'd managed the B standard, and then I just fractured my legs during that. Oh, that was...
You must have cried a drum of water. It's really, really a painful one.
Oh, I'm not over it.
But it is well. That's why we also believe that there is always something better coming up.
Yeah, I didn't go for the Olympics eventually, but I channeled that into, I remember the 2016 Tokyo Games. I was actually working in the IOC. I was actually doing the monitoring, TV monitoring. So I made sure at one way or the other, I got to participate in the Olympics.
That was also a participation.
Oh, yes, it was.
Not active, but passive.
It was active. I was actively monitoring the screen.
Oh, exactly. I love the fact that you use the English language so well. So skillful. You got in your flowers. I'm sure my director has kept a bottle also for you.
Therefore, you know that track and field and sports in general, they are different sectors. You have those, you have the active parts for the athletes, then you have the technical part, you have the business part, you have the medical, you have the organizational part, you have the law, you have the medical. So there are different aspects to the sports, and everybody can be involved. So, and I chose to, okay, if I wasn't going to be involved as an active athlete, I might as well go into the administrative or even the media part of the sports, which I did.
And that's what you are at this point in time. That's my color commentator. I'm not sure you can get any better color. All colors present. Roy Beef from Otoye, adding a huge color to what we've got right here for the CAA African Under 18 and the 20 Athletics Championships. I'm so careful so I don't use my initials as the body for this event. But it's really going so well, and we are happy at what we are seeing. 7 events already gone down from day 1, and this is day 5. And we are saying once again, do as much as you can if you are close by, or if you've got the means to come down to the stadium, because the closing ceremony is going to be loud. That's the word. We've got top A-listers as far as music artists are concerned that will be here. And you're meeting some of those people you have always wanted to see. Those ones you've been seeing on screen. So open and lovely. Took a couple of selfies yesterday. The easiest selfies you could take. Nigerians can be really tough to Nigerians. But when they see the foreign people, it's so easy for them. I might be wrong, but some people bring the challenges they face to the streets. And it's just normal with humans. This is my opinion. And please hold me for it. Don't generalize it. It was so easy to get a couple of selfies yesterday. And oh, wow, yes. And they are there. And my camera worked so perfectly.
Yes, and also going back to talking about the athletes, you see, and I think this should be directed towards parents, because sometimes it's not just the training and you're going to go and compete and win medals that the athletes learn or take away from the sports. I could use myself as an example. There are a lot of soft skills and a lot of life skills that these athletes take away. Can you imagine the discipline it takes for you to train and win a medal? That discipline you translate into life. And you learn a lot of soft skills. You learn, you know, depending on where you go, you learn either you're going to be friendly, you learn the media, you talk to the media a lot. That skill, you also learn that. You get some of the contracts, because these athletes get managers. You learn some law skills, you learn some sociology skills, you learn some medical skills. Trust me, I hung around with the medical team so much that they chased me. They started chasing me away. No, and I learned a lot. I was not a science student. I was an art student. But for the fact that I hung around with the medical team during my time as an athlete gave me so much knowledge that now sometimes when I answer some medical answers, even I amaze myself. So all this generates into life after sports for the athletes, not just the fact that the athletes trained and went and they won a medal. You could see a lot of the British athletes, if you notice, a lot of them going to presenting. They become, a lot of them are in BBC. I know one of my idols for the jump was Jonathan Edwards, who's a world record holder, triple jump man. He's in BBC. A lot of them, every time you watch the BBC broadcast this thing, you see a lot of the ex-athletes there. You know, these are the soft skills athletes build while they were competing and now translate into a career after. So parents should take notes. It's not just about the training. It actually helps the athletes in life after.
And we have started Javelin. The first athlete has gone on to take hard throw. Beep number 020, Jalit Narimene of Algeria. She has just done it. One of the athletes for the Javelin event under 18. She's done a 21.70 meters throw. That's for Jalit Narimene from Algeria. She's a left-handed thrower, and that's some beautiful throw for a start. Surely you want to do better. You can see the way she held it so strong. Next is the South African, who also makes her throw. Anja Smith-Martin is the one you just saw, and that's a recap of what you saw earlier. Better than what we saw from Jalit Narime, 30.07 meters covered with that throw. We have a third thrower from Morocco, Buhadu Wisal. Another approach throw. I want to be sure of the measurement.
You see what I mean about when you throw the javelin like this, the weight is set in such a way that it will bring it back to its head.
Exactly. Looks like some good throw at this point. We're just waiting to confirm if she didn't break the rule. Not sure that was a throw. Just waiting to be sure that it was approved. We now have the Algerian next, Hoba Seraliza, for hard throw. Seems not to have covered as much distance. Measurements can be taken. Looks like a good throw.
Nice technique. Just at that final throw, the translation of the power into the javelin was a bit lacking, but that was a good technique.
Just waiting to confirm what a throw was. The lady from Algeria, Oba Saraliza. Did 15.40 meters throw for first. And next up is the Egyptian, Lejan Nabil. Beep number 093. Trying to make adjustments before going on to make the throw. You can see her trying to just demonstrate in disappointment. Not convinced with how much distance she covered. It's normal with events like this. Lejan Nabil. And she did a throw of 23.94 meters.
That was a good throw. As we have noted, the Egyptians are technically sound when it comes to the throws.
And next up is Sana Islam, also from Egypt. Bit number 099.
It's just about the way the javelin moves when you dig it. Yes. And like I said, technically sound. I think she would have loved to do a better distance. She's still young. This is the other 18. So building more strength. She'll go back home and they'll work on her strength level. But that was a good 21.53 meters behind her compatriots.
It was a bit close, but she would have wanted to do better. And that's how you get to start. And it's getting really interesting. Just to remind you, the Octathlon under 18 and javelin throw. As we enjoy this, let's quickly switch to the interviews, as we've got Manny on the side, and he'll be taking an interview in a bit.
All right, guys, we began the day. It was really sunny, but some slight showers as we continue for the final day of this third CAA African Athletics Championship. With me, I've got the technical team lead for Ethiopia. His name is Gize for short, but I'll leave him with the honors of saying what his full name is. Good to have you here. So what's the name again?
Excuse me?
What's the name again?
Yeah, okay, thank you. My name is Gize. I'm a technical team leader for this championship.
So far, for Ethiopians coming here, what was the target from the onset when you are about to make a journey here to compete?
Okay, our target was for actually to win all the races or what we engaged in. And also, in addition to that, we are generating youngsters or young athletes for the world, for the continent, and for the world. This is our.
That's the target for you. Okay, so for what you've seen so far, Ethiopians who are here competing, have you been satisfied?
Actually, when we compare with the last two championship, it is not satisfactory. But in other way, we already generated youngsters. So in this point of view, we are satisfied. We have youngsters. When we see the other countries of Africa, most of them are almost compromised with their age. So we are satisfied with their age.
Okay, so what can you say to the people back home in Ethiopia watching you? You can say that in your language if you don't mind.
Okay, thank you so much. እንግዲህ ለሀገሬ ህዝብ የምለው ምንድነው ምንም እንኳን ወርቁን ማምጣት ባንችል የተሻለው አብዛኛውን ሜዳሊያዎች በብርና በነሐስ እንዲሁም ዛሬ ባገኘነው በ5000 የወርቅ ማምጣት ችለናልና ምንም እንኳን በዓለም ደረጃ ላይ በኮንቲኔንታችን በአፍሪካ ደረጃ ላይ መውጣት ባንችልም ህፃናቶችን ወይም ታዳጊዎችን በዚህ ደረጃ ማምጣትና ለዓለም ማሳየታችን ትልቅ ነውና ለራሳችን ኩራት ይገባናል ብዬ አምናለሁ።
Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. All right, back to you guys in the commentary box. Azuana Toye.
Ethiopia actually finished 4th in the last event and 5th in the previous one in 2019 where the combined event started. And he's saying they are impressed with the fact that they kept to their age, and it's a good start of discovery, even though they didn't win as much medals that they came here to win. But discovering new talents for the continent and for the world is the key thing. And that's Kara Smith from South Africa. Like the best we've seen so far, 29.30. Beautiful throw from that lady. She's shown consistency, and she looks like one who's contending for the medals for this Octathlon event. Next up is the Algerian.
Yes, she needs to be able to. The height of the javelin was a bit too much, so she needs to be able to drive the javelin a little bit more forward than up. You can see how he went almost straight up and then came down. So when he drops like that, almost a quick drop, so you lose distance when that happens. So she needs to be able to, drive it forward, more forward, up and forward than up.
And just to remind you, it's a mixed event under 18 and under 20s for the Octathlon Javelin. And that was Bemanen Manar of Algeria. This time around, Egypt takes the throw. Noah Abdul Ami of Egypt
Yeah, for the heptathlon women on the 20, on the 18, we have 7 events in all. It starts with the 100 meters hurdles, then it goes on to the high jump, then the shot put, then the first day ends with the 200 meters. Then the second day, which is today, second and final day, you start with the long jump, and then the javelin, and then the 800 meters.
It was a 24.82 meters throw for Noor Abdul of Egypt. And this time around, you've got Ademola Timotokpe, the Nigerian, who's the last on the list before we go to the second round of throws.
I would venture to say that this is one of her best events. That was good technically, and the distance was really good. So,
well, she doesn't look happy. You can see her just showing that look of sheepish disappointment.
And maybe that's not up to her personal best. You know, the look on the athlete's face is not necessarily because you're competing with others, but maybe because you're competing with yourself.
Exactly, and that's one thing that will help
And
you.
she has thrown a 34.12 meters. I think
Well,
that's the highest. That's the longest throw yet. That's the longest throw yet. So,
but let's keep going. She knows that she has athletes who will compete against her, and there are more throws. But I love the fact that she's given herself that mindset. We'll go back now to the under 18s. Jalit Nwime starts with her second throw. She will take her time. I think she's the only left-handed thrower I've seen for the under 18s and under 20 athletes.
it's like watching a Nadal javelin.
Looks not so much distance covered. Maybe one of our weaknesses, throwing the javelin.
But like I said, you need to register a point, so as long as it's a white flag, is good. Yes, and you need to throw. What you need to do is do your best. Yes, and make sure it's your best is closer to everybody else. And she has thrown 23.11 meters. You want to be as close to everybody else as possible so that your point score is not that much.
You have the South African up next, Anja Smith. Anja Smith, Martin from South Africa. Look at her technique. Puts the javelin so close to the eye. More focus, I guess. She looks like done a good job. Going to be measured now.
I'm not a javelin coach, but I'll venture to say her hand bending like that takes away from the power she can generate in order to throw that javelin. But I think it's subject to her coach correcting it. She has thrown a 31.52 meters.
Some good throw, but with what you said, if correct, she most likely should be having a better distant throw. And that's like the best for the under 18 so far.
Yes, because what happens is that you have to go back. It's like the laws of ballistics. In order to go forward, you have to go back first.
Some poor throw right there. Even if it's going to be approach, she noticed she was going to step out of the line. But the Wissam of Morocco quickly made a throw, so she doesn't make that mistake. She must have pulled some part of her arm with that rush. Recap of what you saw earlier. But it was a good landing.
Yes, like I said, the way the javelin is designed is the weight head in front of the javelin will make it such that how you throw it, it will land on the head.
15.82 she covered in meters. And that was really a low one for her.
Yeah, she's working on her technique. You can see her technique is still, looks like it's still being worked on.
She didn't have to go backwards so much. Obviously, she didn't have the best of throws. However, Sarah Lisa from Algeria.
Yeah, but like I said, there are 7 events and you don't have to master all of them, but you should at least have a point in all of them and do your best in all of them, because the total score is what will determine who wins this heptathlon.
It's about total scores, and they are gathering it gradually. It's not about who wins a particular event. 14.36 meters, even lower than what we saw for the Moroccan throw. They've actually struggled, and the ones who've got technique, the Egyptians, Back on it again, and it's time for Lejean Nabil to take a second throw. The best of Londons so far.
Yeah, that was good.
Technicality-wise, give it to the Egyptians.
Yes. Nice.
It's not about how much distance he covered. It should be maybe over 30. Lejean. 26 actually, 26.46. A good throw. Still one of the best for the under-18s.
She has improved from her previous throw. Like we said, for the throws, they only have three throws here. So you have to, in those 3 throws, make sure you do your best throw. Because after 3 throws, they pick the best of your throws.
You now have Sana Islam as your next thrower. And that's the last for the under-18 before we move to the under-20.
Yeah, and you might ask why do they have 3 throws when the normal javelin event has 6. You have to bear in mind that this is a 7-in-1 event, and you do not want to tire out the athletes so much. For all the throws and all the jumps that typically have 6 maximum throws or jumps, for the heptathlon, the decathlon, the octathlon, they have just 3.
Looks to have gotten the technique right, Sana Islam, but still not convinced with the distance she has covered. Waiting for her score. That's a recap of what we just saw earlier.
See, the one thing I like about the sports is that no matter how, let's say you came here, you know that maybe you're not technically sound or you're not like the top athlete, but you always want to win. You see, the aim is you want to win. So you always try to get upset with yourself when you don't do, you're not like in the top 3, which is a good mindset to have there, because then you go back and ask yourself, what would I do to put myself in that top 3?
Sana Islam did a hard throw. This time around you have the
standing throw.
Standing throw. She didn't have to run backwards to do this one.
Yeah, it's usually when you know you're not very familiar with the running in technique and you do not want to step over the line. So, like I said, you need to register a throw. So safety first. Safety first, and to register a throw is very important.
Nikena, or Nikiema rather, 15.76 is what she covered as her distance. Nikiema from Burkina Faso.
You can see what she's doing is a way to measure where her check mark is. Typically, the athletes will use the javelin as a measuring tool.
Another throw.
I said that was a 2-strike, 3-strike throw. She seems to be more of a power throw. She doesn't want to really exert her energy by taking a long throw. But you could see the power, in as much as the technique needs to work on it, but the power in that throw is there.
They did so well in the race yesterday. The 100 meters. 22.90 meters, Zongo, or Zali Zongo. Congratulations to you.
Now that is a good throw for a 3-stride run-up.
This is Cara Smith. One is going one of the best throws so far.
You see, sometimes it's, like I said, spectators make the best coaches. So we could stay here and do the commentaries and say you need to take your hand back, but translating that to the athletes, putting that into practice is something else entirely.
Some poor throw out there. Should be approved. She had to watch her steps. The Algerian Benamani Manar for the under-20 event.
So she has thrown 23.18 meter. And that's not bad. That's not bad.
Not a bad one, but surely she's got better in her. If she kept her balance and a poise from the start, maybe we would have seen a better throw from her. We go straight up to the Egyptian. No, Abdo. He was ready for this one.
Egyptians, as usual, technically sound. See the crossing of the leg. That's a typical method of those final phases for the javelin before you let loose the javelin. That was a lovely technique.
That's the under 20. No, Abdo Ibrahim, 23.33 meters was our throw. I think she did a bit better in the first actually. We're rounding off the second throw for the Nigerian Timitokwe at Demola.
Yeah, who has the longest throw so far?
34. I think he's going to be doing better than what we saw the first time.
Nice.
Is this just an intentional act of not being satisfied? She didn't have to even do a run-up.
Yeah, she didn't also do, I was going to say like the other athlete, she didn't do like a 3-stride thing. And she's a power thrower also.
Just wanted to be sure from how far she went this time. Yeah, 36, 38. 36.14 meters. You cannot
Nice
give
call.
me my flowers.
Nice call.
I saw that the distance went even farther. She's not smiling yet, and I like that challenge for herself. At least you say give yourself.
That's her resting competition face.
A good throw, but a poor distance covered. Going back to the under 18s right now. Jali's now remaining of Algeria. So short a distance. Should be less than 20. And maybe a bit over.
And she threw 21 meters, which is good. You called it. Just a bit over. You're becoming an expert.
I've always been, until I woke up. Back to the South African, who's been doing impressively well. Anja Smith, Martin. He's got a different technique in the handling of the javelin. I'm not sure she went so far this time. She smiles in some disappointment with her throw. This is a third throw actually.
You want to make sure that you use the technique that is comfortable for you. She had a 4-stride technique that she used. She just took 4 strides before she let loose the javelin. You want to make sure you use the technique that's comfortable for you so that you can register your best throws for the 3 throws that you have.
Maybe she will stay in the competition, or maybe not. I think they will just pick the best after their third throws.
Yeah, after
There's
the third
no time
throws.
to waste.
Yeah, they will calculate the scores, add it up to their
Previous
other
points,
5 points, and then wait. When they do the 7th one, then they collate everything and they pick the winners.
It's time to go to the Algerian. Ohaba Sarah Lisa. And just to confirm, the previous throw was 19.44.
Yes, that's the 10th longest throw
For
in
today.
this javelin competition.
Ohaba Sarah Lisa, the Algerian, is ready to take this.
good extension of the arms, just lacking the power to, you know, take the javelin forward. But like I said, this is an under-18 competition. They will go back home and build on this thing. You come here, you analyze what you have done, you find the flaws and see where you have to build on for the future competitions.
Surely not a power thrower. 14.51. Hoba Sarah Lisa from Algeria. Now go to the Egyptian, Lejean Nabil, for her next draw. Surely taking the time. Make sure she's on track. Surely wants to outdo our previous best.
Nice throw from the Egyptian. We're waiting to see whether it's a white flag or a red flag.
For them to be going for the measurement, surely a white flag, but for her not to be smiling. We'll just wait for confirmation. 23.21 meters for Lejeune. Not a bad throw.
Not a bad throw.
I love the height of the javelin.
Her highest throw is 20 in the 24 meters, over 24 meters.
That's why she's not smiling. She has done something better. And they always feel that doing even better is key.
There's always, you can always do better as far as an athlete is concerned.
Sana Islam is next. The Egyptian, the pass to Lejeune.
Oh, that is nice. You can
It's a
see she
beautiful throw
generated a
out
lot
there.
of power in that one.
Not happy with the distance. She covered her face.
It was a red flag. Oh, that was a good one, but it was a red flag.
And that was her last throw and her best, actually.
Yes, you could tell that. Yeah, she generated more speed when she was run up, so that probably overshot her normal run up, and she stepped over the line. Oh, but that was a lovely throw. You could see the power she put into throwing that javelin. So it went straight. I think that's one of the straightest moving javelins we've seen today.
Exactly. Almost moved to tears. We now have Nikema next for the throws. She had a 15.36 the last time. She's not even going backwards. She just wants to throw. She believes in her distance. But this is not a distant throw at all. I'm sure she's just waiting for this to finish.
Like you said, you have to generate points. So she's being cautious. If she knows that she doesn't know how the technique, she doesn't want to step over the line. She's being cautious. So she wants to register her farthest through as possible. So,
and it's all for the points, and that's what Nikema has done with that throw just now. 12.92 meters, way lower than what she did earlier. We also have another Burkinabe, Zali Zango, or Zali Zongo actually.
yes, I think she has the second highest throw after the Nigerian athlete. And they use almost the same type of technique. I think the 3-4 stride run up before they throw. Power throw.
It looked like it wasn't going to go far, but it looks like she must have reached close to 20 meters.
She used the 2 stride this time.
Another power throw actually.
She used 2 stride this time, so she might not have generated as much as she did in her last throw. We'll confirm from the distance.
We wait for that confirmation. John Ghazali, 26.42 meters. That's really a cool throw we've just seen.
Yes, but lower than her previous of 31, I believe, throw.
We'll now get to Cara Smith. Cara Smith has really put her energy into this. Let's see what she gets this time for the under-20s.
The release was a bit too quick. Almost before the foot was firmly planted on the ground. You know, sometimes you're so nervous that whatever technique you've learned kind of like leaves your mind and you're kind of like blank, and then you just go there and pray for the best.
Cara Smith, good distance covered, 29.34, still amongst the best, just behind Temitope Ademola. As much as 5 meters. They're on their third and final throws. Benamani Manar has made her own throw. The lady from Algeria, also for the under-20s Javelin Ethiopian event. Hope the landing will not be one of our greatest on the win. 26.71. A good throw. That should garner more points than our previous throws, actually. We don't have the Egyptian, nor Abdul Ibrahim.
Yeah, you know, if you ever watch any of the senior championship, with the men especially, the force that is generated usually propels them forward to get along with the javelin. So you see them take off a little bit above behind the line so that they don't pass it when their body flies forward.
Exactly.
It's a sight to watch. We have a Kenyan, I believe, that has been a world champion. As a world champion, I can't remember the year. So this is also an event that the Kenyans have dominated in globally.
Shockingly, we don't have a single Kenyan on this Octathlon event for the throwers. That's because it's not made up of just javelin. 25.51 was her throw. No Abdul Ibrahim. And the one who has got the farthest throw, Temitope Ademola, will be having her third and final throw. Wanting to see if she can do better than the 34 points. The 5.1 meters, I think, she did earlier.
Yes, I could see that.
This is a distance covered. Spent so much time in the air. I hope she will be impressed with this at least. I just hope she will be impressed with this. That was some distant throw, and that's what you always look out for. Wanting the javelin to continually stay in the air till...
Yes, she takes advantage of the power she has, and not as much the technique, but she takes advantage of the power she has.
35.74 meters, the best
well
we've seen.
done. Yes, it
done
is.
better than the 34 plus meters you did earlier. Congratulations, Temitope Ademola.
Yes, we're talking about the Kenyan thrower, that is Julius Yego. He is an Olympic silver medalist in the javelin and a world championship gold medalist in the Beijing World Championship. He has all that numerous medal, Commonwealth gold medalist, African, All Africa Games gold medalist, African Championship like 5 times gold medalist. He's dominated when it comes to javelin.
That's how to go. That's really the way to go. And that's some standards being set and some level of motivation for the other athletes. And parents, you listened earlier to the interview from Atari. Release your kids at the very early, just the way you put them in school so early. Let them get into sports. We hear, I speak with a couple of friends who migrate from Nigeria to some other countries, maybe Europe or the Americas, and they say, my kid is already in an academy at 5, at 4, because they know what is up there. And they really want to get all of those things out. It's just beautiful, I tell you.
Yes, and most in the continents they're different. I know in the US they have a school system, the NAA, that has that. Then in Europe it's more of a club system, and then in those clubs you have different age grades. So even in the US, if you see any of the US competitions, you even see different age grades. That you see the over 85s, the over 100s. I sometimes I just sit down to watch the 100 meters. The 95-year-old break their own record, and nobody really talks about the youngster because that's fine because we're used to that. But to see a 95-year-old guy run more than I do, yeah, that's embarrassing for me. And I need to know what the secret is.
You will get the secret soon. And we have really had a great time for the morning session. It's been beautiful, just as beautiful as these faces you can see on your screen. We've loved it from the start. And I must say thank you to Otonye for keeping me company. And also Manny on pitch side for the best of interviews. We'll round off this session, and in a bit we'll get back and for the afternoon session where we'll have the second round of events. Not forgetting, as we count down to the biggest of it, the showdown for the event itself. Once again, we'll say thank you to AIT, OGTV, TBC, Startimes, Super Sports 208, and SABC Sports. Let's not forget that Team 33 production is also beaming this live. You can also stream live on YouTube on Team 33 production. Team 33 is 33 in numbers, and we have really enjoyed every bit of it. We'll have the afternoon events. We'll have events like Javelin, Octathlon under 18 men's final. One of our next events will be seen when we get back. Still, Azubwike Onija, your commentator for today. Enjoy the rest of your time till we return.
Gbogbo máa dúró sí kakọ iṣẹ́ kakọ wọlé pẹ̀lú àwọn ṣọ́ọ̀tẹ̀ tí ní ẹ̀kọ́ máa ń join ẹ̀. As live here in the Moshood MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta, Kuta to be precise, the ongoing third combined under 18, under 20 Athletics Championship, the Confederation of African Athletics Championship here. I am Oluwa Busayo Lowo Kere. What a way to be back in Abeokuta, a state that just hosted the 22nd National Sport Festival just about 2 months ago, giving the best of Nigerian sport history in terms of hosting the 36 states, including the Federal Capital Territory and the newly invited junior athletes, IJA. Also just now, they are hosting the third combined under 18 and under 20 Athletics Championship in Abeokuta. To be precise, the good people of Ogun State has done marvelously well in terms of hosting. Let me give it to the governor of this state, talking about Prince Dapo Abiodun, a man who loves sport, a man that has seen sport as a way to transform the lives of the youth of Ogun State. And I can tell you that after this event, Ogun State is going to be hosting the West African Football Union B, Zone B Championship. The WAFU B is coming here, the under 17 of its kind. And I can tell you that more good things is about to go down in Ogun State. Not just Abeokuta, go to Iremo, go to Ijebu-Ode, go to Yewa. They are taking sports around the 6th geopolitical zone of this state. I am saying kudos must be given to them for hosting this precious third edition of the combined under 18, under 20 African Athletics Championship. Oluwa Busayo Olokere, KAFTAN TV, here in Abeokuta. It's good. You know, say you do business, National Sport Festival. Could see behind me, I'm live where they sell shoes, canvas, of different kind. Namibia girl, bye-bye. Okay. So Amanda, well, this is Mr. Japheth, what a wait for you. You're doing good business. People are patronizing you. I saw you the last time I came for the National Sport Festival. Exactly. And what a way. Has been market for you?
Wow, we give God the glory. At least as it is now, it's moving slowly. It's just that we never had much patronage as it was at last event. But we're expecting them, since the event is coming to an end, we'll be expecting more of them to come and patronize. The white men, the Zimbabweans, the Zambians, the Malawis. In fact, the whole countries are trying to come around. But just sometimes the difficulty in there is that the change of currency. You see, has become a reason why we're not making that patronage. If they had a kind of, what they call the people that changes money within, it was more easier for us. Yes.
You came all the way from Lagos to sell what you got, and I just see a Namibian lady coming to buy. I know they've been coming. Is this the vibe to say the GDP of this state is rising through sports?
Yeah, truly, the Ogun states are trying. If really it's the Ogun state, but it seems, I believe it's a federal stuff. But for the fact that bring it to Abeokuta and Ogun State, in fact, it's making Ogun State a lively environment for international people to understand that Ogun State, Abeokuta exists in a country called Nigeria. So it has given Abeokuta a name internationally. So it's very nice. It's very nice. They keep doing this. It's good for them.
And finally, from you, your message to all these countries that have come. I know some of them will have a change of mind that Nigeria is peaceful.
Yeah, with what really transpired within the period at which they've stayed, at least it was peaceful, no problem, no harassment. They'll be freely moving around. The Moroccans, they come alone, buy things. In fact, most of the whole country, the South Africans, moving around with no disturbances. So I believe they had a good stay in Nigeria. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Beatrice Anyako from Uganda, a member of the World Athletics Council. Thank you very much, madam. Once again, we appreciate Mrs. Beatrice.